now been 46 hours, and with each passing hour, it feels like we're losing more than just a connection. We're losing pieces of the world that we once knew, one city, one town, one state at a time, just completely swallowed up by that unstoppable wave of ash. And to the west of us, the silence grows louder and louder on the airwaves. There's just a heavy kind of suffocating blanket of silence, and eerie silence. But as for Portland, Maine, we're still very much here. For how much longer? Well, that's the question, because that relentless suffocating cloud of gray dust, it's at Portland's doorstep. We are the final frontier. Just think about that for a moment. The entire American mainland, from the golden shores of California all the way across the vast plains, over the Great Lakes, past the Appalachian Mountains, every single inch, every single blade of grass, every single brick and beam swallowed, except for us. This small corner of Maine, clinging to the edge of the Atlantic, is the only piece of land still untouched by the suffocating grasp of Yellowstone. We are literally the last light on the map, the very last beacon of what was once a sprawling, vibrant nation. And when you think about it like that, it makes you feel very, very lonely indeed. It kind of makes me think of Titanic. You know, the scene where, after all the chaos, after the ship is broken apart and sank below the surface, after the screams of hundreds of people flailing about, struggling, fighting to stay alive in that freezing water, and then eventually it all goes quiet. The screams fade, the thrashing stops, and the water becomes still, and all that's left is Rose, just floating there, alone on that piece of wood in the vast, silent, terrifying expanse of the Atlantic. All the drama, all the noise, all the people, gone, and she's just left, floating, alone. That's precisely how it feels to be here in Portland, Maine, right now. The harbor is completely empty. There's not a single vessel in sight. People have tried to evacuate by any means necessary, just heading out into the open sea. Anything but stay here, I guess, and even the birds have left. There's no sound of the seagulls anymore, which I kind of miss, surprisingly, because before I just thought of them as a squawking, shit-flinging sky rat perpetually plotting to snatch your fries. But I miss the irritating feathery bastards. I really do. But anyway, as for me, I'm not going anywhere. If there's even just one person listening out there, one single set of ears still tuned to 97.3 FM, I am staying on the air with you. And I know there are many of you still listening, probably more than ever before, in fact, because Maine has become, well, it's become a beacon, an impossible hope, a last-ditch attempt at survival, and we've probably gone from a population of about 1.5 million people in the entire state to double that, maybe even more in the past 48 hours. With ash refugees, that's what we're calling them. They're pouring in, hundreds of thousands, trying to escape the cloud, hoping for just a few more hours, a few more breaths of clear air. And roads like I-95 North, US 1, Route 26, they're just completely gridlocked. There's just miles and miles of stalled cars, with many of them already caught under the leading edge of the ash cloud, according to the few reports we're still getting. And people are literally just running towards Portland now, abandoning their vehicles, their belongings, and just running. Outside the studio, the harbor may be quiet, but the streets, they're absolutely packed with people. They're exhausted, they're desperate, finding shelter by any means possible. Every church, every school, every abandoned storefront, it's packed. And so it's crazy out there at the moment. Just utter chaos, and it's only going to get crazier as that ash cloud closes in on us. As for the administration, there's still no word from them. No word from President Trump since his speech from the White House, which was interrupted by that massive earthquake. And the last thing we heard was just rubble collapsing as President Trump urged people to get out before the signal abruptly ended. And those earthquakes, direct results of the Yellowstone eruption, are no doubt continuing to happen in those areas west of us, all those places now buried beneath the ash. And as you can hear, the eruption is ongoing. It's become a constant background sound over the last 40-something hours. You're probably actually hearing a mixture of the Yellowstone eruption and then the eruption of Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, and Mount Hood all mixed together. They blew within hours of Yellowstone, and so we still have the ash clouds from those 3 subsequent eruptions to follow the main cloud from Yellowstone. And that cloud is looming in the distance. So we're just waiting. There's nothing else we can do. We are completely on our own. No help is coming. All we can do now is take the necessary precautions and seal our windows, seal our doors, stay inside, wear a mask, and brace ourselves for the inevitable. All right, now we're going to take some calls from our listeners to get a better idea of what's going on out there beyond the walls of the studio. So, hello, who have we got on the line?
Yeah, hi. This is Amy, and I'm just really scared right now and needed somebody to talk to.
Okay, well, we're here for you, Amy. So let's talk it out. What's going on where you are?
I'm in York Beach, just a little inland from the coast, and it's just absolute chaos here. I'm on my own, and well, I've got my dog Bailey with me. He's really scared, and my mom and dad went on vacation to LA 3 days before Yellowstone erupted, and I spoke with them on the phone about an hour before the quake there, and I haven't heard from them since. So I'm just so worried about them. I don't know what part of LA they were staying in, and I just can't get any information on where they might be or what's happened to them, and I can hear people like screaming and shouting down the street. I think they're from another city or state or whatever, and now they're trying to get into people's homes before the ash comes, and I'm just scared they're going to come to my house. Like, they sound like really aggressive and desperate, like there's kids crying, and I'm just really scared that I'm going to die, and my dog too, and that I won't see my mom and dad again, and so I just needed to talk to someone. I'm really sorry for wasting your time. I didn't know who else to call.
Listen, Amy, you've got nothing to be sorry about. You are not wasting our time, so please don't think that. Now, my advice would be to secure yourself in the most inner room of your house. If you haven't done so already, seal the windows, seal the doors, and if you can, padlock whatever room you're going to be in to stop any potential intruders. Just don't forget the key. And in regards to your parents, Amy, I'm so sorry to hear that. I cannot imagine what you're going through right now, and I just hope you get some information soon. But don't give up hope. I know it's scary, it's terrifying not knowing, but keep going, Amy. Focus on what you can control, and right now that's doing everything within your power to survive and keep your dog Bailey safe. That's all you can do right now. But just know that we're in this together, and I wish you all the best, Amy. I hope and pray for good news in regards to your mom and dad, that they have gotten through all this safely. Hang in there and stay strong.
Yeah, thanks. I'll try.
God bless, Amy. Okay, who else have we got on the line?
Oh yeah, you like that, huh? You just so damn fluffy and you know it.
Excuse me?
Hello?
Yes. Hello, who's there?
Sorry, man. I was just stroking my pussy. How you doing, man?
Well, I'm naturally quite fearful, being in the situation we're in. But anyway, where are you, and who am I talking to?
Yeah, I feel you, man. But remember, behind every dark cloud is an ever-shining sun. Just wait, and in time, the storm will pass. That was my pop's motto, and he lived by it. Until he got decapitated during a hurricane, and his head was found in a Walmart parking lot in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh my God.
But anyway, right now, me and my homeboy DJ Fluffy Pussy, aka Fluffy P, be headed north on Route 295. We left Portland about 15 minutes ago after a minor misunderstanding with local law enforcement, which has resulted in the high-speed pursuit of a stolen vehicle, of which I am currently in control of.
What? You are currently involved in a high-speed chase?
Yo, hold on, man. Now, I'm gonna try to pull off a tricky maneuver that I saw in Starsky and Hutch. Hold on, Fluffy P.
No, don't. Just pull the vehicle over. This is insane.
Yeah, oh, okay, no, that didn't work. Now I'm just headed back in the direction I came from.
Listen, just pull the vehicle over. This is not going to end well. Believe me.
Yo, holy shit, man. I can see the cloud.
All right, sir, that's it. I'm hanging up on you.
Don't you worry, Fluffy, my man. I got this.
Good Lord, that man is clearly a very unhinged individual. God help that poor cat. All right, we're going to take one more caller very, very quickly. So, okay, hello, who's there?
Hi, this is Harvey.
Okay, hi Harvey, what's going on where you are?
Well, I'm with my family here, and we're driving up I-295. We've driven all the way from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and now we're heading north towards Augusta. We thought about stopping in Portland, but when we got there, it was just crazy, absolute bedlam. A lot of people seem to have decided to stay there rather than continuing on further north or northeast or whatever. I'd imagine it's because a lot of people are low on fuel, and Portland is the last major city for a while, so people don't want to take the chance going any further in case they run out of fuel out in the middle of nowhere. But our plan is to try and make it all the way to Ellsworth and just get as far east as possible, and hopefully we have enough gas. We're just going to keep going until the tank runs dry, basically, and just try to get as far away from this ash cloud as we can. And as long as we keep this thing at a steady 80, we think we can outrun it for now. I mean, it'll catch up eventually when we run out of land, but we're just doing anything we can to buy ourselves a bit more time, and hopefully we can find a secure place in Ellsworth, and we'll just see what happens from there. We just had to go somewhere. That cloud was closing in around Indiana so fast, but we made it out in time and just knew we had to go east.
Okay, and what are the roads leading out of Portland like? Is there a lot of traffic, or is it pretty quiet there on I-295?
Yeah, it's a lot quieter than we thought it would be, but like I said, I think it's because a lot of people don't want to risk going any further than Portland in case they run out of fuel. I mean, basically, all the gas stations are closed, the pumps are locked up, or just completely out of fuel. So, but when we were on the way to Portland, there was just thousands upon thousands of vehicles heading in the same direction, and it looks as though the majority of them have decided to stay there and go no further because that's their best shot at finding somewhere to stay before the ash cloud comes. So, what the hell? The cops are in pursuit of a vehicle on the other side of the interstate, and I'm pretty sure I saw a big fluffy cat sitting on the dash as the car sped past. That was weird.
Yeah, I could take a pretty good guess as to who that was. But anyway, Harvey, I wish you and your family all the best. I hope you have enough gas to take you all the way to Ellsworth, and when you get there, that you find the best possible shelter, and yeah, good luck. Drive safely.
I appreciate that, thank you. Stay safe also, and God bless.
All right, that's the last of the calls we're going to be taking for the time being and for possibly forever, depending on how the situation unfolds. That ash cloud is undeniably visible in the distance now, and outside, even though the studio is soundproofed, I can hear it. The city's growing panic. There's cars honking, people shouting, screaming. There's sirens and alarms going off, and just a general sound of desperation. There's just too many people converged on the city all at once, and the locals are barricading their homes, not only sealing their windows and doors, but sealing themselves inside out of fear of not only the cloud, but the thousands of ash refugees, as they're now being referred to as, who are desperately trying to get indoors. And believe me, if I could help, I would. But we've got this place sealed up tight, all the windows, all the doors. We've done everything we can to limit those toxic gases, and I'm sorry, but we're not opening the doors of this place for anyone. We just can't. It's that simple. If we did, the studio would be swarmed in seconds, and not only that, but the place would no longer be sealed. All that work would be for nothing. Opening those doors would be a death sentence. It's as simple as that. But anyway, to the southwest of us, we have lost communication with Sanford, which became the first city in Maine to be hit by the ash cloud. We were keeping in constant contact with them up until precisely 22 minutes ago, after which point the signal was lost and we have failed to reestablish contact since. The last reports we received suggested that
We interrupt this program for an emergency alert system message. This is a civil emergency message for the entire state of Maine. The National Weather Service, in coordination with the Maine Emergency Management Agency, has issued an ashfall warning for the entire state of Maine. A massive volcanic ash cloud is rapidly approaching from the west and is already impacting parts of western Maine. This is an extreme and life-threatening event. Visibility will be reduced to near zero in affected areas. Breathing this ash can cause severe respiratory damage and death. Immediate action is required. All residents are advised to shelter indoors immediately. Close all windows and doors. Seal any gaps with tape, wet towels, or plastic sheeting. Turn off all heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems to prevent ash from entering your home. Cover all food and water sources. Bring pets indoors. Motorists are urged to pull over immediately and shelter in place. Do not attempt to drive through ashfall. We repeat, this is a life-threatening volcanic ashfall event. Shelter indoors immediately. Close and seal all windows and doors. Stay tuned to local media and official sources for further updates.
And that was the last time I ever let my chihuahua lick me. Because let me tell you, genital warts on your face are not fun, Karen. Not fun at all. No, we're back on the air. Okay, here we go. Hello, and welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Range, or I should probably say The Range on the Road, with me, your host, Jimmy Waxmore, and the beautiful Karen Blooms. And we're currently hightailing it towards Cutler, Maine, a beautiful little spot on the most eastern shores of this soon-to-be godforsaken wasteland. And initially, we planned to go to Portland, but there's already too many seeking refuge there. And plus, I went to Portland a few years back, and good golly, Karen, I did not like it. The locals were weird, and there was a tremendous smell of rotten cauliflower for some reason. I have no idea why. Maybe that's just what the people there smell like. Just old discarded vegetables. But anyway, like I said, we're on the road, and all things considered, we're doing all right, aren't we, Karen?
We are, Jimmy. We're enjoying the beautiful countryside of Maine, and oh, look, Jimmy, look at those little lambs. They're so cute and fluffy.
And by this time tomorrow, they'll be so dead and dusty. But anyway, yes, we are here in Maine, the last bastion of hope for millions of Americans as they pour across the state lines, seeking refuge from that gargantuan ash monster that's nipping at their heels. It's just terrifying. I mean, holy chihuahua, Karen, did you ever picture yourself being in the position you're now in? Fleeing for your life across the country with the very real possibility of an agonizing, suffocating death just hours away, as the sharp glass-like ash particles of Yellowstone just rip your lungs to absolute shreds. You try to scream out for help, but every time you do, it feels like a razor blade is carving your chest up from the inside, before eventually your vision blurs. Blood and foam trickling from the corner of your mouth, your life flashing before your eyes. All the countless things you never achieved. You just lay there, slowly perishing away with disappointment, unfulfilled dreams, and regret. Did you ever imagine that, Karen?
No, Jimmy, I must admit, I didn't see that coming. That sounds very uncomfortable. I suppose I kinda imagine myself in my old age, wrapped up warm and cozy in my bed, surrounded by loved ones as they bid me farewell. But that's
a pipe dream, Karen, and the sooner you accept that, the better. Now, we're going to take a quick break. My bowels are playing up again, but I'm going to leave you with a fantastic track that I love to play when I'm on the road, and I think it's perfect for the occasion. It's called We're All Gonna Die by the Pessimists.
The ash cloud first crossed into the state of Maine about an hour ago, burying Sanford. The very last thing we heard from our callers there, before the signal was completely lost, was the sound of sheer panic, cries of confusion, of people scrambling before that final silence. They knew it was coming, but I don't think anyone truly understood until it was upon them the sheer magnitude of what was about to unfold. And since then, the ash cloud has continued its relentless eastward push, and what was once a desperate hope for hundreds of thousands, even millions of motorists from all over the nation attempting to flee into Maine, the one state in the country that remained largely unaffected by this apocalyptic shroud, well, that hope is gone. The ash came down so heavy, so incredibly fast, a suffocating, gritty curtain that stopped vehicles in their tracks. We're getting increasingly fragmented reports, but the majority of people got stuck on Interstate 95, particularly the southbound lanes just north of Wells, and northbound stretching all the way back into New Hampshire. Just imagine that. Hundreds of thousands of cars, bumper to bumper, suddenly enveloped, buried in a matter of minutes. Drivers didn't even have time to pull over. The ash just swallowed them. And that ash cloud moving at an estimated 35 to 40 miles an hour, a solid, impenetrable wall of death, has already hit the southern and southeastern coast of Maine. Reports are coming in from Kittery, York, Ogunquit, Wells, and Kennebunk. They are now completely blanketed, bracing itself for the ashfall at any minute. Our last visual reports from the city before cameras went dark depicted a terrifying scene. The city's streets are crammed with people, families from all over the nation who fled to Maine in the desperate final hope of finding refuge after every state, one by one, was lost to the ash, leaving Maine the only option for millions of people. Many of whom never made it, and many of those that did now find themselves stranded on the streets of Portland, desperately trying to find shelter as the ash cloud looms just a couple of miles now from the city limits. Law and order is breaking down as people grow more and more desperate. Some have resorted to stealing vehicles to try and get further east, and many are low on fuel or completely out, and they just can't go any further. Some even abandoned their vehicles en route to Portland and just started running towards the city, hoping to find anywhere before the ash comes, but hundreds of thousands are now left stranded on the streets. Many local residents are understandably not wanting to let strangers just stay in their homes. It's a terrifying choice to make when survival is on the line, but some have allowed them access, offering what little they have. Others have found shelter in churches, schools, and other public buildings. But fights are breaking out as people attempt to force their way into buildings that are already overcrowded. The ash cloud is expected to reach Lewiston literally minutes after Portland, and the situation in Lewiston is much the same, a growing chaos as desperate people look to find shelter. We're seeing mass movements of refugees, not just from the south, but those who made it through northwestern Maine before that region was also largely desperately trying to get as far east of the state as possible. Some, the incredibly fortunate few, have gone as far as Canada, making it into New Brunswick and from there into Nova Scotia, but ultimately the cloud will cover those regions too in the hours and days to come. It's just a matter of time. Across the United States, from what we can piece together from the last fading transmissions, the death toll is unimaginable. Conservative estimates based on population density and the speed and reach of this cloud suggest it's likely in the tens of millions. Tens of millions. It's just a figure we can't truly comprehend and one we can't be sure of, but the silence from so many major cities speaks volumes. That ash cloud is continuing to spread out in all directions, but it's the eastern front of that cloud that's of most concern to us. It will reach the state capital, Augusta, very, very soon, before enveloping us here in Waterville at much the same time. And here in Waterville, the streets are empty, a stark contrast to what's unfolding in Lewiston and Portland. People here are just shut up in their homes. They've taken all the precautions they can take, and now they just wait. Some have evacuated, but many have stayed, and I am one of them. Waterville is, well, it's my home, my family's home, and we're not leaving it. I'm currently with my family here in the studio. We opted to stay here instead of going back to our house because, frankly, this building is a fortress compared to a residential home. It was far easier to seal up the gaps around the doors and windows, and plus the building itself is concrete and steel, so it's built to withstand a much higher load on its roof than our timber-framed house. We've stocked up on food and water, and we've got a couple of generators too, so we're set for power and water for a good while. Okay, now my 9-year-old daughter Sophie, she always wanted a chance to talk on the radio, so I'm going to give her that chance now. Sophie, honey, say what you want to say.
Hi, my name is Sophie, and I hope you're all safe and you're with the people you love. And hello to my teacher, Miss Pendle, and my friends, Chloe and Brittany. I hope you're okay, and I love you guys. And when all this is over, I'll see you both, and we'll just hang out and stuff. So, okay, I don't know what else to say, Dad. I'm not as good at this as you.
That was beautiful, honey. You did a really great job. And with that final, or, well, hopefully not final, but that beautiful message to our listeners, that's it, folks. We're going off air. To everyone still listening, wherever you are, we wish you courage. We wish you safety. We wish you God's protection. Hold on to hope, stay strong, and may God be with us all. From all of us here, thank you and goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
This is an emergency alert system broadcast. This is an extreme danger warning. Attention all residents of Maine. This is a final, urgent warning to shelter indoors immediately. An extremely dangerous volcanic ash cloud is rapidly approaching from the west. Traveling at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. You must seek immediate shelter indoors. Stay indoors. Do not go outside. Secure your homes. Seal windows and doors if possible. Emergency services are not available at this time. We repeat, emergency services are not available. Take all necessary precautions to protect yourselves and your loved ones. The message will now repeat. This is an emergency alert system broadcast. This is an extreme danger warning. Attention all residents of Maine. This is a final, urgent warning to shelter indoors immediately. An extremely dangerous volcanic ash cloud is rapidly approaching from the west. Traveling at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. You must seek immediate shelter indoors. Stay indoors. Do not go outside. Secure your homes. Seal windows and doors if possible. Emergency services are not available at this time. We repeat, emergency services are not available. Take all necessary precautions to protect yourselves and your loved ones. Thank you for your attention.
And from that day forward, I made a promise to myself that I would never smoke crack again before 9 a.m. on a weekday.
Yeah, Jimmy, I think we're back on the air.
Oh yeah, we are. Okay. Hello, and welcome back to the show. We're back after that emergency alert system announcement, which was just reminding us that there's a huge apocalyptic cloud of death trying to kill us all, and we should be very wary of it. Very wary indeed. But anyway, we're currently on Route 202. We're just passing Waterville, and we can see the cloud to the west of us bearing down on the town. It looks like a giant, grumpy dust bunny floating like a big ball of apocalyptic fluff. And I don't want to meet that bunny, which is why we've picked up our speed a bit. We're currently doing about 50 miles per hour over the legal speed limit, but luckily for us, law enforcement are too busy to do anything about it. But anyway, we should get to Bangor within the next hour, and from there we'll take Route 9 all the way out to Wesley, and from Wesley we'll go south past Bog Lake onto Route 1, take a couple more twists and turns before eventually reaching our final resting place. How are you doing, Karen? You're very quiet. Disturbingly quiet, actually.
Oh, I'm just thinking of my family and friends, how they're doing, and I guess wondering if I'll ever see them again.
Good golly, Karen, you can be awfully depressing sometimes. Now stop that silly talk. Your family are just fine. Your father said it himself on the phone while he was trapped under the rubble. It was only his legs. The rest of him was perfectly uncrushed, including his head, which is a vital body part for staying alive. So you gotta look at the positives, Karen. You're on the road trip of a lifetime to a beautiful little picturesque seaside town. With Jimmy Waxmore, most women would cut their own hand off to be in the position you're in. So cheer up and just think happy thoughts. Like, I don't know, whatever thoughts make women happy. Imagine a brand new luxury vacuum cleaner with 2 extendable robotic arms that also do the dishes and the laundry at the same time. Maybe even a 3rd arm for some hard-to-reach corner dusting. Yeah, there we go. That brought a smile to your face. Now that's the Karen Blooms I know.
I've got to hand it to you, Jimmy. You certainly know how to cheer a lady up.
I do.
That was embarrassing.
It was.
I got myself into a bit of a pickle there.
A pickle indeed, Karen. A pickle indeed. Holy hot waffles, Karen. Look at that cloud. It's gaining ground quickly.
Yeah, it certainly does look a lot closer, Jimmy.
It's not just closer. That dust bunny is right up our asses. We need to step on it. Sounds like it's interfering with the signal, too. Karen, if this is one of our last moments together, I just want to say, I love...
It's okay, Jimmy. Just say it. I feel it, too.
I love nothing more than a nice, fat cigar when I get stressed. Can you grab me my Cuban from the glove compartment?
And I'm here in East Bayside, Portland. I just stepped outside for a moment to witness this thing rolling in. And oh my God, just listen to that. The city is utter chaos. People are screaming, just raw, desperate screams. Cars honking. It's just a symphony of terror. This is absolute chaos, confusion, despair, all rolled into one horrific moment. It is here. It's here. The front of it. It's like a churning black wall, just swallowing everything in its path. My God! It's not just a cloud. It's like the world itself turning on its side. It's consuming everything. The buildings, they're just vanishing. Oh my God! Oh my God! I can already feel it too. Bits of ash are already falling around me. It's like grit. It's getting everywhere. Oh my God! There's people literally jumping into the sea. They're just jumping into the water. Anything to try and get away from this. My God, we need to get back inside. Everybody get back inside. Let's go. Come on quick. Mike, come on. For fuck's sake, Mike, get in. You're gonna get yourself killed. Mike. And we just had to pull over to see this. We're here on Interstate 95, about 5 miles east of Lewiston, and the ash cloud, it's beginning to devour the city. Lewiston is just disappearing before our very eyes. Literally disappearing in the distance, bit by bit. That cloud is just devouring it. 1 second, a piece of the city is there. The next, it's gone. It just disappears behind that wall of darkness as it continues its relentless surge forward. And here, on the interstate, it's just full of people fleeing. Some in vehicles, honking, swerving. Others are just running. Families with their kids, clutching their belongings, their pets in their arms. It's just mayhem here. The scenes we're witnessing right now, it's a scene from an apocalyptic nightmare. My God, I really want to help some of these people. They're crying, they're stumbling, but there's just no room. I just can't believe what I'm witnessing. This is heartbreaking. That cloud is just, I knew it was big, but my God, I can't even put into words the sheer enormity of it. It's a monster, and so many of these people, they're just not going to make it. They just simply won't make it. There's not enough time. But we have to keep going. We have to get back in the van right now. The cloud is moving in fast. All right, let's go. Let's get going.
I moved up here to Maine in 1997, 35 years ago. And in that time, there's been a lot of great memories. There's also been a lot of bad ones, too. But I try and forget about them. I've lived through a lot of things in those 35 years. My wife passing, the dogs passing, the house partially burning down back in 2015. The farm being sold because I couldn't look after it no more. A lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of things in that time. But I ain't never seen this, what I'm looking at right now. It looks like the end of the world, and who knows, maybe it is. I hope not for my sake, but for all the young people out there, with dreams and plans for the future. All the families out there, those parents doing everything they can to save their children. And I've got 2 of them out there myself, somewhere in the midst of all that. One is in Nevada, the other's in Texas, and I've come to accept that I'll never see them again. But I pray they're all right, that they're doing okay. And Marty and Kathy, I love you both very, very much, and I'm very proud of you. I've been blessed to have 2 wonderful children, with a wonderful wife, and who knows? Only God, I guess. Maybe we'll be reunited someday. But anyway, I'm about 12 miles outside of Lewiston, and I can only imagine what's going on over there. Seeing what I'm seeing in the distance right now, I just can't see anybody surviving that. That's the honest truth. But, yeah, I can only imagine what's going on there. The chaotic scenes, the screaming, the crying, the absolute panic and desperation, the hopelessness. People running in the thousands down the interstate probably, and I hope they get as far east as possible. Ultimately, it won't be far enough, but you can't blame them for trying. But as for me, I'm not going anywhere. Long before any of this happened, I said I would die in my own home. No nursing home, no hospital, not on the road while fleeing an ash cloud. My own home. And plus, I'm too old to run anyway. So, I'm staying put. Harold and his ham radio are going out together. We're staying put right here on this porch. This is where I want to go. And at least nobody will have to pay for a burial. The ash cloud will take care of that for me. Goodbye, everybody.
And this is it, the final push to consume what's left of the American mainland.
We're directly over downtown Augusta now, and the leading edge of that ash cloud is consuming everything. It's just a solid churning wall of black, swallowing entire blocks as we speak. You can see the streets packed with people. A river of humanity just running as fast as they can. But it's not enough. The cloud is faster. It's rolling over them. Look right there. Hundreds of people just engulfed. Gone. 1 second they're there. The next, gone. But shit, we need to pull back. We need to pull back right now. That cloud is right on top of us, and the turbulence is insane. Get us out of here! Get us out of here! I'm in trouble, Oh shit! Hold it up! Hold it up! I'm gonna crash! I don't want to die! I don't want to die! God, I don't want to die!
Dad, I love you. I love you. Please, God, don't let me die.
I'm scared, Dad. I don't want to die. Please, I'm scared.
We're not gonna die, honey. Don't worry.
We are in urgent need of assistance.